We are looking back at this day in history as we prepare for the nation's semi-quincentennial this summer. 223 years ago today, the oldest municipality in Mississippi was incorporated as a city. The community of Natchez had been founded by French colonists on a bluff overlooking the Mississippi River way back in 1716, and it was incorporated 87 years later. At one time, it served as the state capital. Today, Natchez welcomes hundreds of thousands of visitors each year from across the world who come to see its old mansions and learn about its complex Southern history. Natchez is incorporated as a city on March 10th, 1803. Your look at this day in history.